Hello mates, and this is the final part 3. I hope it's the final. So let's get into it. We are doing this amazing cool menu UI for your game, for our game, whatever. And this is the final part. So in this part, let me just run Godot a bit. In this part of the tutorial, we are going to use Tween to make simple animations regarding the size of the button when we are selecting, when the button has to focus, and we're going to make something when the button has focus, such as increasing the size or something else. So okay, Godot is behaving weirdly. I've seen this. I just need to yep, that's right. Okay, here we are. So far we have this. We can change, we can navigate through these buttons, and it will glow the button that has the focus. What we want now is for it to have some kind of animation, and the animation type I'm going to use is for the button that has the focus, that it's glowing, to increase in size. You can apply different types of animation such as rotation or others, but this is what I'm going to be doing today. Okay, let's do this. So in order for us to make the animations, we gotta use Tween, and I really do want this video to be short and not not like the last video, like an hour. Fuck man, that was a bit of a stretch. So let's go. We need to have Tweens in order for us to apply that animation. So in order for us to have Tween, we can make a test right now, such as, let's make a Tween for the main button. Let's create a variable called Tween, and I always feel kind of worried when I name the variable the same way the node is named, although the node itself has like this it starts with the caps lock letter so, but it still worries me, so let's name this Tween button. It still worries me. The namespace stuff worries me. Tween, okay, equals I believe in order for Tween to be created in Godot 4.1 is get3. Okay, all hail this autocomplete stuff. It's great as you can get. Dot create Tween. Okay, that's our Tween, and we can do something like Tween dot property, if I'm not mistaken. There is a Tween property, not this property tweener. No, that's not it. Let's Tween. Okay, maybe I should just pop up the documentation, maybe, I don't know, but I believe it's Tween property. Tween dot, oh fuck, it's not Tween, it's Tween button dot. Let's see if we can call the property no, it's Tween, there it is, Tween property. So these are the parameters for parameters, fuck me, for the Tween property. So it requires the object, or these guys right here, and it requires a node path. So node path would be like I believe it will be the type of property you want to apply. It says here property in the parameter name, parameter name. I don't know how you say it, where you are on how you fuck me. Let's just move on. Final val, it's going to be the displacement, if I may say so, the effect of this. I'm going to put some things. The duration is going to be how long it will take for the whole process to complete. So say we want, for now, we want to change the play button size at first. So we are going to put play, referencing the node 2D, because remember, we have the button, but the button, and I'm sorry if you're hearing these noises, it's really windy today here. The wind is really strong. However, I want to finish this. So we have the button, but what's going to increase in size, it's the actual sprite 2D. So we're going to place the sprite 2D, and the property we want scale for increasing size, and for the final val, like how big or how small you want this object play to be. So we're going to put a vector 2, x and y in this case. So the scale right now of the play button or the play node is 0.4. You can see here scale in the transform property. So we wanted to increase to 0. Let's say 6. You just need to go through trials and errors to know if you're doing right. So play with this and get the values that makes you happy. So that's the final val, and the duration you can just put something like 0.3, and this should be it. So oh wow, okay, I pressed colon W and enter because muscle memory thought that I was using NeoVim, and this is not NeoVim. So okay, fuck. Okay, saved, and let's test our code. See, so you see it increased in size, so that's what we want. So we want the button that has the focus to increase in size and to glow. However, we also want to if we press either left or right arrow keys to navigate to other buttons, we want that current button to increase in size. And so yes, we want that button that now has the focus, for example this one, to increase in size, and we would want this button here to decrease in size. That's what we want. So how can we do this? So I had to switch places from where I was recording, the living room, to my room, in order to avoid noises, because there was few folks coming in. So we were talking about how to decrease the size of the button. Whenever we try to go to another button, we know how to increase the button. So how to decrease the button when we go to other button and increase this other button that has the focus. Again, I'm not the best at explaining things, so I'm sorry for that. But you get the idea, right? Okay. And look, I'm dumb. If I know or somehow manage to do this, you gotta be damn sure you're going to do it too. So that's it. Let's. So and to be honest with you guys, I already said this on the second part of the video. I have already done this process for a game I'm working on. However, I'm doing this like live coding, or this is, I don't have like other monitors or other displays showing that code. I'm broke. So some of the things I might forget, and some of the things I might remember, such as the tween property thing I was forgetting a bit, but then I remembered. Yeah, this is the experience I'm going to bring to you guys. So let's create two functions. One named tween up, and the other one named tween, let's say tween down. That's cool. Pass, and then pass. So I believe it's pretty obvious what these functions are going to do. The tween up function is going to increase the size of the node, the sprite 2D node that currently has the focus on, that currently is glowing, and the tween down is going to decrease the size of the current size sprite 2D node. So in order for us to do this, we need to approach this like we did with the release and apply glow. We need to do this automatically. So what we can do is create a variable, and let's create a tween variable here. A tween variable. Create a var. Let's say for the name, let's call it uptween. I'm a genius. Uptween tween is going to be get tree dot create tween, and we here, and we can create, like, get ahead of ourselves and create a down tween, var down tween. It's a tween type, get tree, create, not timer, create tween. Yes, okay, now we're on to something. So the second thing I'm going to do is verify if all the sprite 2D node has the same scale values. So the misc button has 0.2 and the settings 0.2. So okay, these two buttons, misc and settings, have the same scale values, x and y. However, the play button have double it, I believe, the size 0.4. So what we might do now, in order for us not to have problems, is verify if the button to be scaled up, tweened up, is the play button. If it is, we're going to have a specific value for it, and if it is the rest, we're going to have a specific values for both the misc and the setting. It's going to be the same. However, it's not going to be the same for the play node. So let me show you how it's going to look like.
because if we take this tween button that we've created here and apply to every button, then the mask and the settings button is going to be overly large, and that's not how it's supposed to be, because the mask and the settings should be a bit large after the tween up, but not as large as the play button, because they have the values of these two buttons are less than the values of the play button and the scale attribute. Okay, so another thing, I'm going to put 0.5 and see how big it's going to be, because the play button is currently too big for my liking. Still too big. You can put whatever value you want here. You don't need to follow me to the book here. Yeah, it's cool, subtle and good. And let me just reduce the time to 0.2 to be a bit faster. Okay, my computer is slow, but I believe the value is currently nice. So now what we need to do is verify if the current button to be tweened up is the play button. So we're going to say if okay, so we need to get the current button, and we need to let me think about it. We need to get the current button like we did the current button that has the focus, and then verify if it's the play button. If it is, then grow by 0.45. If it is not, then it should just grow by 2.5 to increase 2.5 by these values. So how are we going to get? We could just write this to see what button has the current focus, or we could just there's two or more ways to do this, and let me see. Okay, instead of just copying this, we can I see what I did to my code before. Okay, we can have some parameters here in the tween up and tween down function. So we can have the button object parameter, button object, okay, and it's going to receive an object. You look, something I want to tell you guys. It's cool to make use of dynamic typing. However, you have to know that dynamic typing is slow, and it's starting to rain in here, so okay, I don't know if it's going to be a bit of a problem, but hey, let's just finish this. So you gotta know that static typing is better than dynamic typing, because it turns your code faster, and in terms of game dev, when making games, you gotta have the fastest or more performant code you can. So try to use static typing as much as you can. There's parts of the code that you may not know the type, and you can just leave it as dynamic. However, use static typing as much as you can. So the button name parameter is going to get the button name, like play button, misc button, or settings button, like these keys here. And the button object is going to get the object of the current button, so these right here. And we're going to verify if the button name is equal to play button. If it is, we're going to say we could just copy this and just alter a bit. Yes, we can do this. Go, and then we can just say up tween. Up tween. Okay, that's it. Okay, so what is okay in indentation is fucked up. So is this cool? Oh, okay, indentation here. Okay, cool. And if it is not the play button, we can just say up tween. Let's go up tween and put this to go up 2.5, 0.25. Okay. And for the tween down button, we got to tween it down to the original size of the sprites. So it's going to be similar. It's going to have the button object, and it's going to be an object, and it's going to have a button name, a string. So, and we're going to copy this up. Okay, copy this and paste it here. And yes, we want to still check if it's the play button. If it is the play button, just tween down to 0.4 or down tween. Okay, down tween to 0.4. If it is other buttons or sprite 2D, just down tween to 0.2, because 0.2 is the original size scale of these other buttons. You see, this shows how it's good to have, like, if your assets are of the same size, so you don't have to do this like a lot of time checking if a specific asset that's different in size and so on and so forth. So, and now we need to call these tweens, and we are going to call these tweens when we are releasing and we are applying the glow. So that's from here we are going to, that's why I put the parameters here, because if we're going to call these two functions, tween up and tween down, from the release glow and apply glow, then we can just pass the button name, which is focus button, and to the parameters of these tween down and tween up buttons. Let me just show you, because I'm so terrible at explaining stuff. I'm dumb, dude. Okay, we have to apply glow, we need the tween up. So we need the button object, and we're going to get the button object from the dictionary. So focus button dict and we're going to get we're going to pass the focus button, the name to the key, and we're going to get the first value, that's the object. And the second parameter for the button name, we're just going to pass the focus button. And we're going to do the same for the release glow. However, we are going to call the tween down button. Tween down. Okay. Nice. So one thing I really want to it's another tip of mine. Aside from static typing, you should really have the habit to just assign a return type such as void or something to your functions. If you know the return type, it speeds up the compile or process. It's going to make your game more performant. So again, I'm sorry about the rain. I could pause this and make this another time, but there's no guarantee if the rain is not going to get a little bit heavier. So yeah, let's run the code. So far we made quite a bit of changes, and let's see how it is. So okay, starting the game, the play button grows because it has the focus right now. That's good. If we go to the second button, okay, what the fuck happened? Okay, at least the play button release decrease in size. That's good. However, the friends button or the misc button didn't grow. Hello mates. So the last part of this tutorial was deleted because OBS crashed, and then I had this problem of OBS not wanting to stop the recording, and this is the fourth take and doing this last part of the tutorial, and I'm so tired of this. Let's go and finish this up. So in the last part before this, the problem was the play button, the middle button, would shrink up, tween up, which is good, and when we switch to another button, the play button would shrink, tween down, which is good, but this other button would not tween up. That's the problem. And that was because in the tween up and tween down functions, in the tween property, we have this button. We didn't have this button object. We weren't referring to the object that had the focus, the current button. We just had this thing here. We had this for all of these 4 spots. So in order to solve that problem, you had to erase this and just put button object. Just that. So aside from solving this, now that we've solved this problem, let me just run the code and show you how it looks like now. Now it's all working. The tween is working for all the buttons. So now this UI thing is pretty much done. Now I just want to show you some extra things like sound effects and how can you handle audio or sound effects for your UI. And let me just check. Okay, nice. It's still recording. And we had these 2 lines of code right here. We were just tuning up the play button on start manually. You can just erase those and use and call the tween up function and pass the play button name keys and names manually hard coded for it to do it automatically. So now we're going to handle sound effects, and you can do this in a couple of ways. And one of it is adding the audio stream node into your main menu scene. And that's what I see some people do with their games. They add the audio stream node into a scene, and they manage to play the sounds or sound effects from the script. However, there's another way of doing this that I personally find it better, and that is to use auto loads. So you just need to create a base node and give it a name. I called it shared audio, and then add the audio stream player to the inside of this base node and create a script. The script, I named it shared sounds, sharedsounds.gd, and let me just check again if it's recording. It is. Great. So here I have two functions. First is the play nav sound function, and this function is going to be called whenever we navigate through our UI. If you press the right arrow, the left arrow, up and down, whatever arrow you want, it's going to play this sound. And then we have the play enter sound. If you press the enter button or the X button on your joystick and want to enter a new scene, then this is the sound that it's going to play. So in order for this to work, you need to go into project settings, go to auto load, and then load the shared sound scene. And I've already loaded it, and you just load it and add it, and it's going to add it as a global variable so that you can call these functions. So you can call these functions from whatever script you want from your code. So that's it. And so I've added this if statement to check if we press the enter button, or if you configure the way you like the X button on your joystick to play the enter sound. And if you press the right or left arrow, it's going to play the nav sound of the shared audio. And this way of doing things using auto load to handle the audio is, for me, it's the best way possible. So far, it's the best way I've found. So let's test the code to see if everything is working. So if I press the right or left arrow, yes. Let me just turn up the volume. Nice. And if I press the enter button, man, this sound effect will go hard with a good screen transition to another scene. So everything's working fine. You can just see, you can just try to address the problem of the mouse stopping the glow effect by yourself. You can just add an if statement for that, or just go to project setting, disable touchpad or mouse, and then aside from this, there's nothing else. Oh, by the way, the sound effects and the UI I took from these mates here. I'm constantly checking if the OBS is crashing or not. So the sound effect I took from ObsydianX, from Itch.io, this pack here, interface sound effects pack 1, and the user interface I took from this mate here, Batuhan Karagol. I hope I mentioned his name correctly. Simple UI asset pack, and that's it. You can get you can get creative with this. Like, you can change, instead of using scale for your tween, you can use position or rotation. Use what I showed you here as what I wanted to really show you here is how you can use the glow effect or the tween effect to make your UI better. So don't just I made the minimalistic just as simple for demonstration purposes UI in the end, but you can just take what you've learned and apply it to something better. So that's it. Like, subscribe, and all that shit, and see you in the next video. I hope it's not as buggy.